So I hear this question a lot, and especially after the protest just gone by in Dublin. Can Ireland be saved? Because, as you know, if you look at Irish society, it's not going too well at the moment. Not to mention the immigration, as I said, but the protest being nearly the biggest issue in the country at the moment. It is literally the biggest issue, along with housing, of course. Can it be saved? Can the country be saved? Because a lot of people, and even myself included, would say things have got worse and they continue to get worse every year, every month is getting worse, unfortunately, in every regard, in terms of the price of rent for people, in terms of, take for example, the supply of houses, as I say, take for example, waiting lists, crime, etc. Everything's got worse and it's not getting any better. Every month it's getting worse and every year it's getting even worse and worse and worse. And it's just continuously, it's a cycle of continuously just going down the hill pretty much. And to that, I say, the country, Ireland, Irish people, have went through a lot throughout hundreds and hundreds of years. Uh, During the famine, take for example, we were near annihilation. We had to flee, emigrate to America, and of course, we had to walk our way up. We didn't get handouts, etc., etc. But we went through a lot worse in the past, and many other civilizations would have collapsed. But Ireland, we're strong people. We're strong people. We're strong souls. We're hardworking people, and the main thing is we're unwilling to bow. And what I mean by that is, we won't be defeated. Simple as that. We won't be defeated by any government. Now it's our own government. Beforehand, it was foreign governments that wanted to oppress us. Now it's our own government, unfortunately, that wants to oppress us. Imagine that. Imagine saying that to the people 100 years ago, that our own government is nearly the people that are oppressing us more than the British. But that was years ago. But it can be saved. As I say, if you look back through Irish history, those times many historians would have said Ireland was finished, it was done for, there was no hope. As I say, during the famine, it's a miracle how we were able to overcome the famine, especially the drastic decline of the population, the amount of people who starved. Again, it was a genocide. It wasn't a famine, but it was a genocide. But as I say, we overcame that. We overcame many struggles throughout our history. Times where it thought the state was finished, the country was finished, everything was done for. But we overcame that. We overcame that, and we surely will overcome whatever the government throws at us and has thrown at us the last 20 years or so. Because it's been a gradual decline in the last 20 years, throughout my lifetime, really. Things have got worse and worse and worse, and unfortunately continues to get worse. And I say the country can be saved. It's the fact of the matter that we have to stop worrying about ourselves. And what I mean by that is, we have to think of the children. My generation's gone. Let's be honest. My generation will never probably be able to own our own house, etc., etc. But the young people only growing up now, 5 years old, 10 years old, they're who we should be fighting for, and who we should be making sure that they are looked after. It's not my generation. Our generation's probably gone. But I think it's the same in 1916. It wasn't for them. They wanted to fight for their independence. It was for the next generation. So they had a future. They had a hope. They had ambition. They had their independence, their liberty, their sovereignty. And that's what we need to do in our generation. We owe it. We owe it to the people who are not even born yet. We owe it to them to make sure that they grow up in an Ireland that has opportunity for them to make a life, to have succeed. And of course, we can change. Of course, the country is not defeated. We're not defeated yet. Um, and we won't be defeated. We never will be defeated. You never beat the Irish, as simple as that. And we can always come back. It's working together. We need to work together, all parts of Irish society. We need to all come together, put personal grievances aside or whatever, political um, ideologies or whatever. Put all that aside and work for the benefit of the state, of our country, and our future generations. Because we owe it to them. We don't owe it to ourselves. Our generations have probably, have been buggered over by the government for a long, long time. But we owe it to the next generation. We generally do. We owe them that much to make sure that they have a future. They have opportunities that we don't have. And we owe it to them. But again, we're not defeated, and we never will be defeated. We never will be defeated. And we won't be bowed, and we won't be in pretty much told what to say and what to do by the government. We won't allow that. Um, and that's as simple as that. So the country can be saved. But the main thing is we have to work together. We have to remember the main thing too. It's not about profit. It's not about anything else. It's about people. It's about the state of our people. And I think that's something that we're forgetting about. It's all looking at numbers, etc., etc. It's not about people. We're not focusing on the people. And what I mean by that, the generation, the next people coming, Irish men and Irish women. Um, and it's important to keep that in mind. It's important to remember that, because I think we're losing track of, individuals. The numbers are people. Um, as I say, I don't want to be doom and gloom, but again, we can overcome it. We can. We can do it. We can really, really do it. We can change everything if we wanted to. Again, it's all about the next thing, as I say. The next part of it is the will to change. Because, see, the state has been, since 1922, when the Irish Free State came into being, the systems that are in place since then that deep rooted in the state. And it's hard to uproot them roots, pretty much what I'm trying to say. So it's hard to get rid of that what, pretty much. But it can be changed. It's about having the will, and it's about having the right people to do it. Now, obviously, I'm not saying I'm the best person to do that. I think you need more stronger people than that to overcome all them challenges. But we can do it. We can do it. We can really, really do it, and we're not defeated yet, as I keep saying. Because we can come back. We can come back. As I said, if you look back in Irish history, there's always been ups and downs. There's always been times where our country was finished, and we came back, because we are the fighting Irish, and we can do anything. We can really, really do it. We can when we put our minds to, we can walk miracles. We can walk miracles. But that's the main thing, and we would say to people, it might take time. It might take a few years. It might take my lifetime. But we owe it to the next generation, and I keep saying it because it's so important. Because we shouldn't worry about ourselves. It's our children we should be worrying about. And I think that's the main thing. And I think we should remember that. And I think that's the one thing we need to keep in our minds. And in our hearts, of course. But yeah, and I say to people, we can overcome, of course. But it's just a lot of work. And it's a lot of it's a lot of tricking about, let's say that way. In the nicest Irish way possible, it's just a lot of tricking about to achieve that, and to make something reasonable work in terms of the health service and all that. But we're not defeated, and we never will be defeated. So Micheál Martin, take that and take that and smoke it. Let's put it that way. Because it is a terror what our country has become. And we can change it, of course we can. It's just the will, and that's the main thing I would say. But yeah, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.